welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we're introducing our brand new die set stitched basket, so let's go ahead and check it out. This die set comes with all of the pieces you need to create and decorate a cute little basket. We've got our little handle here, our pieces which you're going to cut 3 times to make a basket, our base and inside, a little bow, and then cute little decorations too. So what you're going to do to start your basket is cut 3 of those like we said earlier, and then we're going to fold along all of the score lines that the die created for us. So there's one sort of in the middle, and then there's 3 tabs. There are 2 along the bottom and then 1 on the outside. Then you're going to repeat the same folding on each of the panels. So you'll have 3 panels that look exactly the same. Then next up, I am going to put this little basket together, and I am putting some adhesive on the tabs. So on each of the 3 tabs, on each of the pieces, I'm going to make sure to put some adhesive. And you'll notice that I'm using tape runner instead of Scor Tape. I find tape runner a little bit easier for this basket, and they seem to stay together perfectly with the tape runner. So you'll see why it's just a little bit easier in a second. So now we're going to line our pieces up to create kind of one long piece. So we're going to line that right up both edges and just push those together, and then you'll repeat the same thing with the 3rd piece. So we're going to line up the tab there, the 2 kind of corners of the pieces, and create our long basket piece. The next step you're going to do is attach it to the base. So you'll see we have that little hexagon die, and we're going to attach this. And this is where I'm going to say that it's easier with this kind of tape runner instead of the super strong tape. It's just because this way you can kind of line it up, and if you make a mistake, you can pop it off and put it back on, because you're going to need to line it up on each side. So you'll see there I kind of made a mistake, and now I'm going to pop it back off. I'm going to put it back on and make sure it's a nice tight fit onto that hexagon. And once you make a couple of these, you really get the hang of it, and it goes pretty quick too. So I'm going to line up each tab onto each side of that base piece. Then once I get to the last piece, I'll line up that piece and then also press the interior tab to close the basket. Now these are the little pieces for the handle, and so you'll see I'm going to kind of run them across my finger to give them a slight curve so that they kind of curve into that kind of basket handle shape. The die has a little curved emboss line towards the bottom, and that's your guide as to where to put your adhesive and also where to line it up on the basket. So once you've got your adhesive on the bottom part of those little handles, you can line them right up there and get a perfect look this way. Now I was in the mood to kind of step this basket up a notch, but there's an easier way to do this basket, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. But I really thought it would be pretty to have the Gotta Have gingham paper on the inside part of the basket. So what I'm doing is just folding along those score lines for the tabs, and then I'm just going to trim those tabs right off. And this is going to make it so that I can layer the pieces on the inside of my little basket. You could probably layer them with the tabs on, but I find it easier to just trim those tabs right off, and then that way I can line it up. So once I have those tabs trimmed off, I can go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of those little pieces. I use the 6x6 pad for this because I thought the smaller gingham pattern would be really cute. And then I can go ahead and line it into the inside of the basket, and you'll just see just how pretty this is. I love the idea of the cream basket on the outside and there being almost like, you know how sometimes there's gingham fabric in an Easter basket? So I just thought it looked really cute. So now I'm going to repeat the same exact thing. I'm going to trim off those tabs, both the outside one and the bottom ones, add some adhesive, and then layer it into my basket. And so next up, I'll add my last piece. Then after that, to finish off the bottom, I'm going to use that same base hexagon die and cut another piece of that Gotta Have gingham paper, and then just drop that right into the basket. And you'll see now it looks like this continuous thing, like we just kind of bought the basket this way. So now we're going to work on our little bow here. So I'm going to curve the edges of the paper around my finger, just kind of training it so that it's going to have that nice kind of poofy bow shape. And then I'm going to add some adhesive to the middle and line up both of my little bow ends in the center there. And then once I have that done, I can add adhesive to the little tab piece and then just circle that around the bow. And that's going to create like kind of a little finished bow look. Next, I'm going to add some adhesive to the bow ends, and then I'll be able to line that bow right on top, and it looks like one continuous piece. Next, I'm adding adhesive to those little handles, and then I'm going to line that up. So you'll see I'm kind of going to put it upside down, and that's going to line up perfectly with those bow ends. So we're just going to line it up like that, and then take the other piece and line that one up too. And you'll see just how cute this little basket is. I just love it so much already. So now I thought it would be fun to use all of the little decorations of it. So I cut some of the grass from some cilantro cardstock, and we're going to start layering all of these grass pieces all the way around the basket. I just think it looks so cute with grass all of the way around. Then we're going to add some of our little tulips here, and I've cut these from Guava and Ballet Slippers cardstock, and I'm just going to add a little glue there with my glue tube and then add them to some of the kind of taller blades of grass. Then I've got a little butterfly that's cut from the purple watercolor wishes paper. I'm going to bend the butterfly in half and just put glue kind of down towards the body of the butterfly and then use my little tweezers there to hold it in place so that I have a cute little three-dimensional butterfly onto my basket. Now next we're going to go in super fast motion here and we're just going to add flowers and butterflies, and you can kind of just do whatever makes you happy. Sometimes I added a butterfly, sometimes I didn't, sometimes I had one flower or two flowers, just kind of played around with it and kept adding stuff until I thought it looked really, really cute. And that's my finished basket. So I think this would be really cute Easter decor, or also a really great way to present a little gift. So I would put like a ton of jelly beans in there or something. It could be a little cute hostess gift for Easter or any time in the springtime, really. I just think it's adorable, and this little basket just makes me smile. Next up, we have the easier way to make a basket, and that's to use some double-sided pattern paper. So I'm using the 12 by 12 paper of our Perfectly Plaid Spring collection, and I've die cut the panels just in the same way. I've got my 3 panels, and I'm going to bend back my tabs on all of my panels. Then once I have that done, I can take my adhesive and add adhesive to each tab, both the outside tab and the bottom tabs. Then I can take all of my pieces and line them up. So I'm going to create one long piece. So we're going to line up those two little edges. I look at where the two little points meet at the top, and that's how I line it up perfectly. And then I can start to add them to my hexagon base. So I'm just going to line up that base with the first one. And once that first one's lined up, it makes it really easy. You can kind of move around to the next one of the little hexagon. As I get towards the end of the basket, I'll put that last tab on the base, and then I can connect these side tabs to form the whole basket. Now you'll see on the inside that it looks a little unfinished, and all it needs is that base piece cut one more time. I'm going to put some adhesive on it and then drop that in, and that's going to give the basket this perfect finished look. Next up, we're going to take those basket handles, and I'm just going to run it across my finger, kind of making the paper have a little bit of a curve to it. I'm also bending along that little score line just so I can kind of see where exactly I need to put my adhesive. And then I can line those up with the edges of the basket. So you'll see I'll line that one up and then the next one. And then we can work on making the bow for the top. So I'm going to take a bow cut from some watercolor wishes paper. I'm going to bend those little ends around my finger again just to give that paper a little curve. Add some adhesive to the center and line up my bow pieces. And then I can take the bow wrap and wrap that all the way around to give it kind of this nice finished look. Then I can add some adhesive to the bow ends, and then I can put the bow right on top, and it's going to look like one kind of finished bow. I'm going to add adhesives to each edge of the basket handles and then line those up with the base part because they line up perfectly with those bow ends. So you'll see we'll just line that up, and now we have a cute little basket all done. I went ahead and repeated the same thing with 2 other colors of paper from the Perfectly Plaid collection. So now I've got a pink, blue, and yellow, which I think just looks so cute together. Now here I'm going to take some Easter grass, and I just got this at Target, although I kind of wish I would have bought the smaller Easter grass, so get the skinnier one when you're going to make these baskets, but it still looks super cute. And so I'm going to put those in all of the baskets, and then I'm stamping out some bunnies from Some Bunny, and I'm just going to color their little ears in pink, keeping it really simple, not doing any other coloring. And then I'm going to stamp a heart. This heart's actually from our Yay Kites stamp set, and I'm going to stamp that in wild rose, sunflower, and mermaid to coordinate with my baskets. I'll use the coordinating dies to cut those out, and then next I'm going to take a piece of acetate and cut it to 1/2 inch wide, and that's how I'm going to put my bunnies into the basket. So I'm going to add a little tape to the top of the acetate and then attach my bunny to that acetate. Then I can drop that bunny into my basket, and you'll see it looks like he's just jumping and floating. So I'm going to add a little adhesive just to make him a little more secure and then put them right in that basket, and I love the idea of him jumping kind of into the basket. So I'm going to repeat that for all of my little baskets, and then I'm going to take out some little Easter candy here. So I've got some Cadbury cream eggs and some of those little Hershey's candy-coated eggs. I mean, you could do jelly beans, you could do any kind of candies, and I'm just going to layer those in there. And these baskets are a recreation of some really cute baskets by Yanea, so thank you so much, Yanea, for letting me do these for the video. So now that I've got all my candies in there, I'm just gonna cut off any excess grass since the pieces were really long. And so now it's looking really, really cute. And I just love them so much with those candies in there. I think it'd be really cute as maybe little place settings for Easter brunch would be really, really sweet. So I just think that's just so adorable and they're just so much fun and just so springy too. So now we have some incredible projects from the design team. I love this with Audrey using our extra special Easter stamp set. It looks so, so cute. And then Elena added the little sheep from hay there. I just love it. And I just love how she shredded up some pattern paper for the inside to look like grass. Next up, we have the super cute baskets by Yanea that inspired me to create mine, and she shredded some paper too. You could use a paper shredder for that and just get some super cute grass from your pattern paper. I love this one by Lynette. I love how she added the little bunny that comes from our spring house add-on. It's so cute. And then the other Lynette made this one where she made a little happy hatchling little Easter chick to go inside. I love this one by Shari and how she used the pattern paper but also used the grass and the butterflies for it. And then Elise created a little countdown, little decoration here, which I think is just adorable. And she's got a little idea for an activity in each one of those, which is really, really awesome. Then Melissa created some super cute baskets, decorating them with the Easter party characters. So I cannot wait to see your stitched baskets, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!